Whoa, 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 don't click away. I'm ATF Super Special Agent Zen Banderson, and I have an important message from Everytown to share with you. Did you know that a GeoWay spokesperson said that you should have the legal right to a full auto Glock to hunt feral hogs with? Like my friend Greg Lickenbrock, senior firearms analyst over at Everytown says.
But as a gun expert, I know it's batshit insane.
I mean, do you really need a high-capacity magazine of 10 rounds to fend off a dozen feral hogs? A bolt-action 22 should be more than enough to take them down. It's not like it's a 200-pound hunk of meat running 30 miles an hour at you. But how would I ever know? I've never left the comfort of my office here in DC except to go raid suburban homes for those scary pistol braces and AR-15s.
Hey, he's back. Get him out of here.
Oh, that's my cue. Hope you enjoyed this message brought to you by the ATF. I gotta go, so Doge or Cash Patel don't find out that I don't do anything. Sorry about that guy. He keeps sneaking around. I thought we'd seen the last of him since the Trump administration and Cash Patel took over the ATF. But he just keeps sneaking into buildings through the vents. So in today's video, I'm gonna break down this awful Everytown video and tell you why you should be able to own any machine gun. Hi, I'm Ben, and you're watching the Minuteman Moment.
Gun Owners of America, an extreme gun rights group, argues that people have a Second Amendment right to convert pistols into illegal machine guns, specifically to shoot wild pigs. That's not a joke. In an AP article about Glock switches, a spokesperson for Gun Owners of America said that guns converted to fire automatically can have actual real-life uses, like eliminating large groups of feral hogs that are destroying land. Again, he said people need pistols, converted to fire an entire magazine's worth of ammunition in seconds, to kill some wild pigs. Is this real? We want to know. But as a gun expert, I know it's batshit insane.
So let me set the record straight on the quote that Aiden Johnston, GeoWay's Director of Federal Affairs, actually said. As you can see in this article posted by ABC, Aiden says specifically that there are practical uses for guns that can be fired automatically. It seems that Greg Lickenbrock only read the headline and half of our quote, or he's being intentionally manipulative to push his false narrative. Only an Everytown's firearms expert, aka not an expert at all, would think that we were suggesting a pistol would be a great choice to use against feral hogs. That's probably because he's never made it far out of his office to see how dangerous a swarm of feral hogs can be.
Run.
These hogs are a major and common problem, mostly in the South. These animals are invasive pests that cause over $1.5 billion in damage every year and can roam in groups up to 60 in total. Now imagine having a dozen or more 200-pound animals charging at you at 30 miles an hour. Wouldn't that require you to get as many rounds downrange as fast as possible?
Trapping and hunting hogs with firearms such as AR-15s, and even machine guns where available is common.
Just ask any Texas rancher whether they'd prefer a full auto or a semi-automatic rifle against the hogs. Just because Everytown and their experts have never experienced this situation doesn't negate the reality on the ground for farmers or families that have real and practical reason to own machine guns. Aiden also mentioned that merely possessing a machine gun shouldn't mean you're a violent criminal or dangerous person. Everytown seems to be stuck on the idea a firearm is totally different than any other object and are just evil. I mean, it's not like people misuse good tools like hammers or knives. No one would ever do that. And while it's always great to shut down anti-gunners' arguments with real-world, practical examples of how firearms can be used, Gun Owners of America stands by the fact that it is your Second Amendment right to own fully automatic firearms. While it was not published by the author of the ABC article, Aiden's first answer to the question on whether or not people should own a machine gun was that it was their constitutional right to stand up to tyrants. The Second Amendment protects the individual's right to own bearable arms to protect against a tyrannical government. The founders fought our war of independence with the same weapons as the British military used. Obviously, the equality of arms between the people and military was a major factor in the victory of the Patriots against the British. If we want to look beyond just the plain text of the Second Amendment, we can also look into the historical context of full auto weapons. The puckle gun, designed in 1718, allowed operators to turn a chamber rapidly and fire up to 9 rounds a minute, much faster than the average musketeer could shoot. While not as fast as our modern machine guns, this firearm is a historical analog at the time of our country's founding. The reality is, while the Second Amendment does protect your right to own a machine gun, there are those who want to control your rights. fighting back against the rhetoric of anti-gun billionaire-funded groups like Everytown, whose experts misconstrue quotes and language to push their political agenda, is instrumental in our fight for the Second Amendment. Now, thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to stay up to date with GOA's latest fights for your rights.